Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to analyze what happened between Trump and Elon Musk. Also, there is a rumor surfacing that Elon is stating that the reason why the Epstein list has not been made public is because President Trump is on the list. Now, I have not actually heard Elon say this out of his own mouth, but it's coming rather from third-party sources, so I can't verify it. But I wanted to go ahead and just kind of look into it. Now, this is not a reading or anything like that. This is solely me putting my perspective out there on what could have happened between these two. And so I call it an analysis. So let's go ahead and get into it. So I can tell you guys that Trump's team booted Elon out of their inner circle, allegedly, in my opinion. I do believe Elon was forced out. So it wasn't by choice. He didn't go because he wanted to. And honestly, Trump was already prepared beforehand for this to happen. So everyone on the team, including Trump, knew that Elon Musk would not be on board for very long. And that's just how I see it. Elon was put in Trump's inner circle for convenience, per se, not by happenstance. And some of these people didn't want Elon around for whatever reason. They didn't see eye to eye. They didn't get along. They found Elon, some things, maybe his behavior, mannerisms, annoying. I don't know. That's just kind of what I'm seeing. And they didn't like Elon. And Trump could not afford to lose them over Elon. They were more valuable, believe it or not. And I'm shocked. But that's just kind of, after reading and looking at these two, that's kind of where I'm going with it. So Donald Trump sided with the other colleagues over Elon, and he was gone, told to leave, cut out, because President Trump does see other people who, in his eyes, bring more to the table, and that is dollar signs, money. And sadly, I feel Elon was taken, I think he was taken advantage of, guys, to some degree, and it was partly his own fault, right? 50-50. Even though I believe he truly felt he was on board with everyone. He felt like he was liked. He considered these people, including Trump, like family to some degree. He viewed Donald Trump as a close friend, maybe even a brother-like figure to him. He looked up to Donald Trump. He even looked up to Donald Trump, actually, like a family member. But he got burnt. Yeah, he did. Again, it's 50-50 in my opinion. I believe Elon is personally, on the spectrum. Now, I don't know if he's ever come out and publicly said on the spectrum wheel, but I believe he is. And maybe this causes Elon to not be able to read others very well, right? But regardless, Trump does what he wants, and he did, knowing Elon was expecting a different outcome on this new bill. Trump did what he wanted to do. And his colleagues, and this was planned for some time. And I don't think Elon had any idea. You know, they were trying to push Elon out before Trump's new bill came to light. Elon wasn't able to see this. Again, I explained why I believe he wasn't able to see it without having to repeat myself. And I actually feel bad for this guy to some degree. You know, again, he thought of them as family, good friends, colleagues, and was blinded to see the truth. Okay, so when you're not able to be empathetic to other people, this kind of comes back to bite you in the ass. And the reason I say that is because I've seen how Elon does the mothers of his kids, okay? And I'm just gonna leave it there. If I stop and think about it, he did help promote Donald Trump during elections regarding social media status, news, propaganda. You know, a lot of other people are saying this, and I agree with it. I do agree with it. And now that Elon is out of the circle, he's been pushed out, I feel like he's annoyed. I feel like he's pissed off like a child, he's ready to have a temper tantrum to some degree. And he feels sneaky and angry, unpredictable. And he may put out some scenarios on Donald Trump or other people close to the network there. But most of what we hear will be exaggerated or false, honestly. And a lot of people aren't going to believe it. There could be some things that we do believe, but for the most part, it seems nonchalant. Now, I heard that Elon wanted to make a third political party. This is third party again. This has not been verified, but I could see him trying. But I honestly don't know how far Elon will go with this. It is a good idea for him. It's something for him to play with and manifest. And I could see people just like Elon, similar to Elon, joining this, like engineers, scientists, that Neptune feeling of ideology, per se. And I believe that this will be Elon's new project for the next year. Now, let's move on to the Epstein. So Elon is claiming that Trump is on the Epstein list. I do believe that Trump may have been in the public eye and seen with Epstein and talked, chatted, whatever, for appearance, per se. But I don't believe that Trump went to any of the Epstein parties on Epstein Island. I just don't. I could be wrong, but I just don't believe that. I think that maybe he was invited at some point and he declined at some point. I really believe that he was not part of that. However, he may have had an idea of what was going on, as many other people did as well. I'm not taking up for him. I'm just saying, I don't believe it. Now, it might come out that he's on the list and that there's actual footage and people who come forward to say he was there. But I mean, so far we haven't heard that. So I don't think that's the case. I really don't. But anyways, just sharing my take on the whole Elon, Trump, Epstein list situation. And that's pretty much my summary, my analysis of the Trump, Elon, Epstein list, global analysis. All right, guys, if you're new to my channel, please hit the like button, share, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video. Take care.